Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Sherry Brewster with the Branson Gospel Singer-Songwriter Association, and you're tuned in to the Gospel Artist Spotlight for this month. Our featured artist today is going to be Mr. Larry Hutchins from Branson, Missouri. And before you start singing and showing them the talents that God has given you, I wanted to talk to you for just a little bit and let people know who Larry Hutchins is and what he's all about.
Well, fire away.
Why don't you tell, you have a music ministry, why don't you tell the folks a little bit about what you've done in the past? I know that you were involved in a group for many years traveling. Why don't you tell them a little bit about that?
Well, a lot of years ago, I started a group called the Journeyman Quartet, and we traveled the Midwest and the Southeast for 9-10 years. And the last 3 or 4 years that we traveled, we had the opportunity to be the opening act for 4 of the big name quartets, and they were a tremendous assistance to us in the industry. And we primarily worked with the Kingsmen, J.D. Sumner and the Stamps, the Blackwood Brothers, and the Spear family. And what we did is when they made their northern tours, we would meet them in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and stay with them when they come around the end of Lake Michigan up to Milwaukee. And they would be doing concerts all the way around. And it was a learning experience for us, and really a blessing to see just exactly how these, if you want to call them big name or stars or whatever, I call them legends, because the talent that was in those 4 buses was just absolutely mind-boggling.
And those who had achieved success.
Yes, and how they handled it. A good example, everybody talks about how that the gospel music area is a business. Well, it is a business because people make a living at it, and they deserve a living because they're very talented and they're so giving of that talent. But one particular night we were singing with the Kingsmen in Wheaton, Illinois, and we did not have a large crowd, and so after the concert, we were backstage changing clothes, getting ready to load up the buses. And the promoter come back and walked up to Eldridge Fox, the owner of the Kingsmen, and said, "Eldridge, I can't pay you tonight." He said, "We just didn't have enough people." And Eldridge says, "Well," he says, "Do you have enough money to pay those boys?" And he pointed over there to us, and he says, "Yes, I can pay them." He says, "You pay them, and as soon as you get your money, you send it to me." That's the type of people we were dealing with. And as far as I'm concerned, all of this talk about the crookedness of this one and the crookedness of that one is a bunch of hooey, because I never run into it. And I tried to pattern the career and the direction of the Journeyman after that, and it paid off.
They inspired you.
Yes, they did.
And you looked at it as a learning experience. You know, we can all learn new things every day if we just open our minds and hearts to receive it.
Yeah.
You know, Charles Brady that we work with releasing music, I think this is a very fine example, because I've learned so much. He's like a mentor to me, and he told me one time, you know, there's the old saying, it's who you know, but it's really who knows you.
That's it.
And see, they knew you guys and how they handle it.
Yeah.
And then God can connect all the dots. I love that saying. It's God has a plan for each and every person's life, and things that happen that most people call circumstances are really God moments. That God has set up for you to meet the people that's supposed to be in your life or cross your path.
That's right.
And you have to have the wisdom to move on that, and it's really God connecting the dots to make the whole entire picture of your life. We don't know what's going to happen, but He does. He already knows.
Well, He was very, very vivid with us. He gave us a very clear sign it was time to quit. I was to the point where it was affecting my family. And our tenor singer, he was single, but he'd had it. You know, he was getting where he wasn't really paying attention to what he's supposed to be doing. Well, then it's time to do something about it. And at the time, we were full-time. We were doing 150 to 175 dates a year, but we still had our jobs.
You were busy.
We were very busy. And God gave me the opportunity to transfer to Oklahoma City in my job. And my wife says, let's take it. And we did. Well, of course, that ended my affiliation with the Journeyman, and consequently it ended the Journeyman. Because my tenor singer, he says, I'm leaving too. He says, I'm going to Florida. But it was such a blessing, those 10 years, that I treasure those years. I treasure some of the experiences we had. So some are funny, some are heart-wrenching. But it gave me an insight on how to relate to Christian people. And it really was an education. And I laid out of gospel music for about 15 years. And this first song I'm going to sing is a song that brought me back into singing gospel music.
All right. Well, you know, it looks like a really glamorous life once people do reach success, but it's a very hard life. People think, oh, I just want to get hits out there and I want to be on a bus traveling, but it's hard being on a bus traveling, being away from home, not sleeping in your own bed, traveling miles and miles and miles. I know we did it in country music with George Jones, and people's like, where all have you been? And I'm like, well, it was dark when we left town, so I didn't really get to see a lot, and a lot of times it was almost dark when we got there to set up, and so, you know, I've been there, but I really didn't see it.
J.D. Sumner summed it up for me. We come back from Dallas one night to Louisville, Kentucky. And we got into Louisville about 1 o'clock in the morning. Well, no matter what time J.D. got into a town where they were going to perform, the first place they went was the arena, the venue. When the bus stopped, J.D. was always the first one off. And I mean, as soon as it stopped, the door opened, J.D. was off. Well, I got our bus parked, and I got off the bus, and he walked up to me. And to me, this just summed up everything. He looked at me, and he said, son, he says, I hope we break even tonight because I can use the money.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know from place to place how it's going to be. Yeah. It can be complete opposite, sellout crowds or small crowds.
It's only 35 feet from the front of the bus to the back of the bus, and in 14 hours, you can figure how far you can walk.
And if you get under a lot of stress, the walls start moving inward, don't they? Why don't you go ahead and bless us with your first song? You just have liberty to do whatever God lays on your heart.
Okay.
Let people know how to contact you. You do solo work now, and I know you go sing at churches and different events, so let people know how to reach you. You can also reach him through BGSSA on Facebook, or contact us at yettocomeproductions.com, and we'll forward the message to him, and then he can give you any personal information that he wants to let you know. Larry Hutchins.
Somewhere beyond the grave, there's a land for the saved by grace. There's a resting place, and in a few more days it will be mine. Some call it heaven, I call it home. Some call it dream, let me dream on. Some call it paradise, somewhere beyond the sky. Some call it heaven, I call it home. Someone said you can't go back home again. Things will never be as good as they've been. I have news for you. When heaven comes into view, one glimpse and you will know the best is to come. Some call it heaven, I call it home. Some call it dreaming, well, let me dream on. Some call it paradise, somewhere beyond the sky. Some call it heaven, I call it home. Some call it heaven, I call it home. Thank you. When I first heard that song, I went to a funeral, and my business partner had a quartet, and he sung that song at a funeral, and I loved it, and I picked it up, and that was in 1994. And that song caused me to go back and to start singing again, and I just love it, and I've sung it ever since then. You can get a hold of me, like Sherry said, through the organization, and I believe that would probably be the easiest. I sing primarily in churches, and I'm not much on the big concerts anymore because I think the work is in the trenches, and I think that we need, it is up to us to be diligent in getting the word out and to witnessing to people. And this next song was made popular by the Florida Boys, and I've been singing it for years too. There's not very many current songs that I do, but this song is so rich in message, and the lost needs to hear this, because when he was on the cross, we were on his mind. Track. start that over. Miss Soundman, I need to start that over. I'm not on ego trip. I'm nothing on my own. Made mistakes, drove off in smoke, just common flesh and bone. But I'll tell you someday why I say I'm of the special kind. When he was on the cross, I was on his mind. The look of love was on his face, thorns on his head, blood was on that old purple robe. It was stained crimson red, but his eyes weren't on the crowd. When he was on the cross, I was on his mind. Yes, he knew me, yet he loved me. When he was on the cross, I was on his mind. When he was on the cross, I was on his mind. Thank you. You know, God has been so good to me. You're looking at a very, very blessed man. I have a wonderful family. I have not wanted for anything in my adult life. God has directed me. He has sheltered me. He has given me just innumerable blessings. And I thank him every day. I mean, at my age, when you have no arthritis, you have no infirmities, you take no prescription medicine, you know, that is a tremendous blessing. I know people that are many years younger than me. I'm 74. There's many people many years younger than me that are suffering today, and I thank him every morning when I get up. Lord, thank you so much for my life. And there was a song written a few years ago, and it just tells it all about how a person should feel about his blessings and what God does for him. It's called Calvary is the Reason Why. I was lost, but you knew where to find me. I was hungry, you were bread for my soul. I was thirsty and you gave living water. You were my shelter when I had no place to go. Sometimes I just want to praise you. Sometimes to speak your name. Sometimes I just want to thank you without asking you for a thing. Sometimes I lift my hands to you. Sometimes all I do is cry. Everything that I have, I owe to you. Lord, Calvary's the reason why. When I think of the love you have given, when I think of the price you paid for me, things here on earth seem like nothing when compared to dark Calvary. Sometimes I just want to thank you. Sometimes just speak your name. Sometimes I just want to praise you without asking for the thing. Sometimes I lift my hands to you. Sometimes all I do is cry. Everything that I have, I owe to you. Lord, Calvary's the reason why. Sometimes I want to praise you. Sometimes just call your name. Sometimes I lift my hands to you. Sometimes all I do is cry. Everything that I have, I owe to you. Lord, Calvary's the reason why. Everything that I have, I owe to you. Lord, Calvary's the reason. Thank you so much. You know, I encourage anybody that happens to be watching this streaming, if you're interested in getting your music out and getting and being able to present what you have for the Lord to the public, come and join us at our monthly meetings, and we will talk with you and we will help you try to further your effectiveness as far as getting the word out to the lost. And Sherry Brewster is probably one of the more active ladies I know that is interested in getting new music, new people put together so we can have a new beginning for a lot of people with the Lord. I'm going to turn this back over to Sherry, and I just want to tell you that don't be afraid. Step out, be brave, and if we can help you, you come and see us and we will do our best to help you further your mission with the Lord.
Thank you, Larry. Did y'all enjoy Larry Hutchins? As Larry said, we do help people get the message that God gives them out to the world, and you can contact me on Facebook at BGSSA or at Yet to Come Publishing and Productions.com. The website itself is YetToComeProductions.com. We have meetings every month and do usually about 7 to 9 programs between a Friday and a Saturday. So if you're interested, get a hold of us. We have a gospel songwriter showcase, gospel praise gathering, Kids for Jesus, artist spotlight, and then just some various things that we do from time to time. So we'd love to have you join us. We're going to be over at the Grand Magic Studio all the rest of the months of this year, so you can reach us there also. I'm sure they would put you in touch with us. This is Sherry Brewster with the Branson Gospel Singer-Songwriter Association, and we pray for you all and hope that you're blessed as we are. Thank you for tuning in.